Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining me. Could you introduce yourself and share a bit about your role at Academia Barista Pro?
My name is Johanna De Rodriguez, and I am co-founder of Academia Barista Pro. We are based in El Salvador, Central America. We basically, what I do is live and breathe coffee every single day. So at Academia Barista Pro, I practically do a little bit about everything, from developing SCA training programs to helping coffee businesses with quality control, operations, and sustainable projects and advertising as well. So, what I try in every class is to inspire people to love coffee as much as I do because I really, really love it. So whether it's in El Salvador or students online, I'm really focused in raising the bar for coffee excellence, and that is basically what I do.
So, what inspired you to pursue a career in coffee, and how did you establish yourself in the industry?
Well, it's funny. I'm not going to make it really long, but 16 years ago, my husband and I decided we needed a business. We jumped into coffee, but back then, coffee education in El Salvador was practically non-existent. So we had to go practically all over, literally everywhere, taking classes for 6 months straight. We even flew in experts to come train us here, so it was really intense. We ended up opening the coffee shop, but quickly realized the real need was education. So, after a couple of years, we closed the shop and launched Academia Barista Pro. And well, at that time, Central America was starving for coffee education. So, we suddenly had students from Peru, from Honduras, from Nicaragua, you name it. We had a lot of international students. So now we do a mix of in-person and online classes, and that's why I met you, Tom. So
Mhm.
people just find us, and that's how that went. And a few weeks back, it's funny. I was talking to a student from the United Kingdoms. His name is David. He told me something that completely blew my mind. He was working as a barista a year ago, and he was taking a break. He was eating lunch, I guess, and he overheard a client talking about a sustainability course. The client was raving about it, mentioning how Johanna De Rodriguez had taught him everything and recommending me to his friends. So David immediately he said that that name stuck, and he looked me up in the website, and of course, a year later, there I was, and he took my class that way. So I was like, wow, completely wowed. It
Yeah.
was a moment that was really incredibly, I was really incredibly proud of everything that we've done. This is something that we built together with my husband, and it's proof that Academia Barista Pro has been making a difference to people. So it's not just about teaching coffee, it's about pretty much creating that ripple effect. So thank you, David, if you're watching the video, for giving me this incredible story that I still cannot believe.
So, how do you view the historical role of women in coffee, and what challenges do you think that they faced?
Mm, Women have always been practically the backbone of coffee, but they've been completely invisible for way too long. They do a lot, but get so little credit and sometimes very little pay. And honestly, it's tough for them. Women are very, very vulnerable in producing countries like ours. So, and they're practically everywhere in the industry. Truly underrepresented, I guess, in cooperatives and companies. I've launched a project to empower Salvadoran women producers, and it's been a struggle to get them to participate in this project. There are a few women producers here compared to men, So still, I'm pushing to showcase amazing women producer coffees every year. It's an uphill battle, but I think it's worth it. And El Salvador is known for its pacas and pacamara variety and known to be high quality. And we want to have women presenting those varieties to the world. That's basically what we want. So yeah, it's been a struggle, and it's hard for them still.
So, in your opinion, how has the role of women in the coffee industry evolved over time, and what progress have you seen in recent years?
Well, I know women do the heavy lifting at the farm levels, cultivation, harvest, grading, everything. And well, yeah, a little bit. Finally, we're seeing more women stepping into leadership roles as farmers, roasters, baristas, and entrepreneurs. More countries are investing in programs that support women in coffee, not just in production. And now there's a lot more interest from importers. They are waking up to gender gaps and working to raise awareness. So it's awesome to see women forming networks to advocate for their rights. Now, of course, all of this is a progress, and we need much more to do. This is not something that you can do in one day. So we have a really long road ahead.
Have you faced any personal challenges as a woman in the coffee industry, and how did you overcome them?
Oh, absolutely. I was intrigued by this question actually. I didn't know really how to answer it. I had to think about it a little bit, but yes, gender bias is real everywhere. And this is one of the reasons why I've always pushed myself to prove my experience. I've never stopped learning. I've thought that learning is a life long thing for me. So that focus on skills and quality has actually built my reputation at Academia Barista Pro. So I believe in leading by example. So women need to understand that they can excel in any part of the coffee industry, but knowledge and confidence is always what they will have and need.
So, finally, looking ahead, what changes or improvements would you like to see for women in coffee, both in El Salvador and globally?
First and foremost, I want to see more women producers actively seeking education and training. And this is the foundation for empowerment. By investing in themselves and gaining the necessary knowledge. And this is knowledge about new trends, about technology, about best practices. They can truly thrive. So this will naturally lead to an increased leadership opportunity at every level of the coffee industry. And of course, fair pay is always going to be essential. With the increased knowledge and leadership, I think women will be better positioned to advocate for it. So we also need stronger women groups and community buildings. I guess my ultimate goal is to highlight the incredible achievements of Salvadorian women producers. They are making exceptional coffee, and it's time the world knows it. The lack of access to knowledge has led them back for too long, so it's time to change that narrative. I actually was a few weeks back. I was looking at a site from an international coffee competition and auction from 2022. I was appalled by all of the things that I saw. It was really eye opening. In El Salvador, out of 27 winning farms in 2022, only five had women's name.
Oh,
That's
wow.
about 18%. In Guatemala, it was even worse. One farm had a woman's name, and out of 30. No, Honduras was a little bit better, 3 out of 25. And in Nicaragua, 1 out of 25. And I think that this is something that we will find in all of those international auctions. So these are really facts that we face right now. So we need to change these numbers. We need to make sure that women's hard work and the quality of the coffee is represented.
Yeah, gosh, that is really, really shocking. I mean, do you know that there are actually women behind these farms that aren't being represented enough?
Haven't been represented because they are the winning farm is actually a cooperative, or
I
it's
see.
another name, a legal business name, so the woman's name is not there.
Yeah.
So I was intrigued by that, and it really opened my eyes to see in a different light. Women, yes, they are underrepresented. So
Yeah.
most of the people that come to the academy and learn in El Salvador and all of Central America, most of them are people that are wanting to open a business. The ones that I've least had classes with are women producers and producers themselves. They are the ones that they seek less and less education than everyone else. Those are things that are not normal. We need to, well, they are normal right now, but we cannot normalize, I guess.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So we want to change that.
Yeah, of course. Amazing. Well, thank you very much for your time. I really, really appreciate it.